Welcome back, boys, girls, children, anyone who may be listening, present, future, or in another universe when these radio waves get sent out to the abyss after the demise of human civilization. Welcome back to another episode of the Closed Screening Podcast. I'm one of your three hosts, Zach. With me, I have Nicholas and Chase. Don't cut me off.
Sorry.
Remember back in the day, Nicholas, when we used to try to do these and we would just be cracking up and we'd have to record it like 4 or 5 times?
I sure do. I'm cracking up, bro. I'm holding back every laugh that I have.
The listener at home, this is the third time I've recorded the intro. Both times they've just immediately I say we're recording, and then they go off on tangents, and I'm just sitting here with
We barely see each other anymore. We got things we got to talk about. Non-podcast related.
You know, we could do this like every true crime podcast ever, and just do the first like 20 minutes of just shooting the shit, and then get into it like they always do. Because
that's when Abigail listens to like My Favorite Murder.
Emma hates it.
I'm always like, can you skip the first hour of this podcast where they're talking about nonsense?
Emma can't stand it. Anyway,
okay, good. At least I'm the only one. Well, welcome to the closed screening. Today's proceedings are just our humble opinions on the Oscar nominations. We're going to just go through the list and I guess say if we have any thoughts about the films that we're not going to be talking about leading up to the Oscars. This is sort of a prequel episode, and then the weeks leading up to the Oscars, we are going to be looking in depth at all the Best Picture nominations, starting with Banshees of Inisherin. But before that, guys, what you watching? You watching anything good recently?
Nicholas, I'll let you take the lead on this one.
I'm trying to think. I know off the top of my head, the only one I can remember is did a rewatch of Citizen Kane.
Really
interesting.
Yeah, it's considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest, film of all time, and just felt like I needed to rewatch it, and I'm glad I did. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I might go back and rewatch it again sometime next year. Honestly, I think it's one of those films. Every time you rewatch it, I think you'll find something new to appreciate about it. And the second time, I enjoyed it so much more than I did the first time.
Because I've seen it twice, and I have no desire to ever go back and watch it. It's just
each their own.
It just seems like a film that is almost like a cultural landmark where you have to watch it. Like The World's Biggest Peanut. You want to go see that once, and then you're like, oh, I've been there. Oh, I've done that.
Sure.
See, I'm one of the...
Or like the St. Louis Arch. That's a better... I'm never going back.
I was like, I must be one of the rare people that has no interest.
I went to the Arch. I'm never going back.
I have no interest in The World's Biggest Peanut. I have no interest in Citizen Kane.
That's just the first thing that came to my head.
No, I know, but I just... I'm on the oh fuck, what is it the Black Eyed Peas said? I'm on that 3008 or so 2000 late or whatever. That's how I feel about Citizen Kane. You feel me? Zach, what have you been watching?
So I watched 2 movies today. I finished all my schoolwork for the week, so I decided to go watch one of the films we talked about last week, Infinity Pool. And Chase, I know you said you were interested in it because it's directed by David Cronenberg's son.
Said I probably wouldn't watch it.
And we were talking about how it might be body horror. It wasn't that.
Ooh.
I guess I'll get into some spoiler territory because I don't know how many people are going to see it. But it's about these people that are at this fictional resort in some fictional country, and the main character is an author, and he gets roped in with these fans of his, quote unquote fans, and then they escape the resort because it's like not safe for people that like foreigners to explore the country outside the resort, and they escape. But then when they're coming back, they hit somebody in their car, and then in this fictional country, if you kill somebody, their like firstborn son has the right to execute you. But if you have enough money, you can clone yourself, and then the clone will take your place in the execution. And like they're uploaded with your consciousness, so they think that they're the real person. So then it turns into this uber wealthy like entourage, and this author that's like writing with them now, as they just do a bunch of crazy shit and don't have to pay for the repercussions, because anytime they get in trouble, they just go to the ATM inside the police station, withdraw their money, and then watch themselves get executed.
Sounds
what-
far out.
That actually does
It
sound
was-
pretty
It
alright.
was really, I won't spoil the ending, but it was definitely, I thought it was going to be like, I knew it had something to do with cloning, but I thought it was going to be something more horrific.
Hmm.
It was pretty decent. I gave it a 7.1.
Not bad at all.
And then I watched Peninsula. Train to Busan presents Peninsula. Train to Busan, the Korean zombie movie from 2016.
I'm familiar, but that's why I was shocked when you said presents Peninsula, as if it's not a film.
So it's like, I don't know why it says present, but it's a spin-off. It's not really a sequel, it's a spin-off.
Is it kind of like an inspired by?
Yeah, it's like the same world, but it has none of the same characters.
Gotcha.
It was okay. I wanted to watch it for a while because I like zombie movies. But I was kind of disappointed. I'd waited for years to watch it and then got a free trial at AMC Plus, which I got to cancel after this episode. Because it
You're
expires.
bad about that.
I'm
You are
bad.
bad about that. Remember
Set a reminder.
Stars twice?
Stars!
You forgot to cancel
That's
Stars
sad.
twice.
That's bad if you mess it up twice.
I got an email yesterday. We're on a little tangent, but I got an email yesterday saying your GameStop card has failed to renew. I was like, "What are you talking about?" Because it
That's
was on
bad.
my
That's-
third email. I've been
that's
paying for
terrible.
a GameStop card for 4 years. It was only $15 a year, but I finally got a new debit card and the number changed. So it's like, we failed to update your payment method. I said, good, keep it that way.
That's so bad. You're gonna send your ass to collections.
But I did pre-order a game. I pre-ordered the new Zelda game at GameStop.
Nice.
Anyway,
Oh.
Chase, you been watching anything?
Since the last episode, I've watched, besides Banshees of Inisherin, which I gonna talk about after this episode. I watched an anime that Emma was watching. I kind of hopped in. It's called Summertime Rendering. It's time travel-esque kind of. It's somewhat interesting. I won't spoil it because there's a lot of key pop points that kind of define the show. It's kind of hard to talk about without spoiling something. But it was, from what I watched, I probably watched 80% of it. It was all right. And then I started watching Breaking Bad actually earlier today. I've given it my third
first
try.
time?
Yeah.
Oh, your third try.
It's
You
not
never
it's not
finished it?
it's not so much that I didn't like the show. I found it very interesting both times I tried to watch it. It was more so that I am just too ADHD to stick to it, and I have a bad habit of watching anywhere from 10 to 80% of a show and then never watching it again. So we're gonna try to stick to it this time. Nicholas, you look
Zach,
very frustrated.
Yes. So, excuse me, Chase. Make me a promise that you're gonna finish it because it is my all-time favorite show, and
More than Mad Men?
more than Mad Men. Although I will
More than-
say,
Curb Your Enthusiasm?
let me say something. I am currently working my way slowly through season 1 of The Sopranos, and I am very nervous because it is far better than season 1 of Breaking Bad, and I'm not ready for Sopranos to dethrone my favorite show of all time.
I can't speak to The Sopranos, another classic television that I haven't seen. But I will do my absolute best. The problem is that I'm watching on Netflix, which is my parents pay for, and whenever that shit ends, because it's gonna end soon, I'm just gonna
Ooh.
have to pirate it. I mean, I'm just gonna have to stop watching, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, should we talk about the new Netflix policy?
Netflix,
Do
yeah.
we want to get into it real quick? I'll give my opinion right away. Fucking, if you don't have your own Netflix account, don't pay them for their stupid decision. Don't let them profit off of a bad decision.
So for those who don't know, they're cracking down on password sharing, and every 31 days, whoever's name the account is under, I guess it's gonna track by credit card number, address, billing address.
You have to
You have to set.
set your main
an
account. I'm pretty sure,
address.
and
But you
then
have to,
check your IP address.
Yeah, you have to check in with your main address, or your account will be shut down.
I heard it was your home Wi-Fi. If your account is not associated with your home Wi-Fi, that's it. You're done.
It's
So
just,
am I gonna lose Netflix because we're using Abigail's parents?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose Netflix.
Oh, well.
We're using a combination of my parents and Emma's parents, so we will
And
be
here's the
losing
thing.
Netflix as well.
The thing about this is that a lot of people are going to say screw Netflix, and then Stranger Things season 5 is going to happen, and it's going to be a big problem for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't see this policy going over well. How greedy
No.
do you have to be to make?
I think
So basically, every college kid in the country
that's what everyone said. College kid, poor people. It's just so anti-consumer. Like it's. I
People
think
who travel often.
Yeah, it's so heavy-handed that I think
I can understand not wanting
like they make you pay.
Joe,
They used to make you
Tom,
pay
and
more.
Billy to be using Jill's Netflix in California when Timmy's in Georgia. But like, dude, there's got to be a way that they can make it so families can stay on.
I thought they do. I think they have like a family plan or something, like because you pay more for extra devices, from what I understand. It's hard to talk about this because I don't pay for this shit and I have no idea how the fucking payment works.
So they're gonna try to get people to opt into the more expensive tier.
No, because I think it doesn't matter what tier. I think it's just like you can stream on. It was just you can stream on more devices at a time. So
we'll see. We're an outrage culture. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Hopefully, it's enough outrage to get them to cancel this stupid decision.
But I did watch Up in the Air, a classic George Clooney film from 2009, 2006. George Clooney and Anna Kendrick. His job is he's hired by companies that are firing their employees, and he flies around and fires their employees for them. And it's all about his love for travel and how he doesn't really have an identity outside of that. And people come in and shake his worldview. It's pretty good. It was on Paramount Plus. Easy watch. Hour and 40 minutes. Good film. But let us get on to the main event. The Oscars, which are on March what?
12th. March 12th.
March 12th. Sunday, March 12th.
That's correct.
It's currently February 2nd.
That's correct.
Yep.
This episode should be airing February 6th.
Next Monday, yeah.
I'll be on a plane when it airs.
To the Virgin Islands.
That's right. They're making an exception for me, you know what I'm saying?
All right, let us start. I guess off the Oscars website, we can go just straight down, starting with actor in a leading role.
You want me to read off the names?
Butler from, I guess, the titular Elvis. I haven't seen Elvis, so I'm not going to speak on him. We have Colin Farrell at the Banshees of, I cannot say that fucking word.
Inisherin.
Sure. I just won't. I'll just call it Banshees from now on when we do our episode on it.
That works.
Brendan Fraser in The Whale, which I didn't get to see either. Paul Mescal. Is that how y'all say it?
As an Irishman.
After Sun, which I'd heard of this movie, but it wasn't playing in any of my local theaters, and it's finally available to rent, which I've heard is pretty good. And then I've never even heard of this movie. Have y'all heard of Living?
Nope.
And we have Bill.
I believe it's Nighy.
Living. Nighy.
I believe. I'm just kind of going off of my knowledge of pronunciation.
So this is a pretty interesting category because is Elvis up for best? Elvis is up for best picture, and I think Banshees are the only two in this category where the films are up for best picture, which you don't really see that a lot. I think actress in a supporting role last year had a bunch of actresses that weren't in the best picture category. But any predictions? Who do we think is going to win?
Can I give a who I want and who I think type of? Because I've only seen 2 of these films. I really think it might be because Banshees is fresh on my mind because I watched it earlier today, but I think Colin Farrell will probably win. but I would love for Brendan Fraser to win. I just think it'd be so perfect for him to win.
Hmm. Oh, I know this guy from Living. Never heard of the movie. He's a British guy. If you look him up, you'll definitely recognize him. He was
Oh.
in About Time. Some of the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, he's Davy Jones.
Yes, he's Davy Jones.
Now I recognize him.
I do think it'll either be Brendan Fraser or Colin Farrell.
Oh,
Agreed.
I don't think. To me, Austin Butler just seems too goofy. That maybe it's just the Elvis character itself, like Elvis as a person, just seems a little too goofy for my liking. Nicholas, you got a prediction?
Well, in any of the categories that we choose, my little caveat is that I can only speak to the films I have seen, and for a lot of these I have not. I've only seen Elvis and Banshees of Inisherin. For me, it's Colin Farrell. It's Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
you heard it here first, folks. Colin Farrell is our pick for
Lock it in.
actor in a leading role.
Every movie that we get wrong, we'll donate $1,000 to charity.
And this is the episode. This is my last episode on the closed screening. I don't want to be held liable for that. It's been fun. See you guys next time.
All right. Let's move on to actor in a supporting role.
Yes. So in this one, our nominees are Brendan Gleeson for Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin, and Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Where do we stand, boys?
1 second. Let me see which one.
I was
Brendan-
pretty surprised that Judd Hirsch got nominated because he's only in maybe 15, 20 minutes of The Fabelmans.
Okay, interesting. See, I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to, but that's
I'm not going to say
interesting
it's non-deserving, but it just seems like it's an odd choice to. That's like almost not even a supporting role. It's almost like an extra that has a fair amount of lines. He comes in, talks to Sammy, and then leaves. Like he spends the one night with them, I think. So it's portrayed the film. Well, statistically speaking, Barry or Brendan are gonna win. They have a better chance for
Just
somebody
because
from that movie.
I'm gonna give the edge to Barry.
You see, people were praising that performance. I mean, I thought it was good.
I thought Barry's performance was really good.
I did too.
That was gonna be. That's who I think is gonna win is Barry probably or Ke Huy Quan.
I
You're
think
just a
Kwan's
hater,
gonna
Zach.
win. I think Kwan's gonna win. I think that's like the best story. They'll either give him his Oscar right there, or they'll give it to Brendan Fraser. They need that good feel-good story of the comeback, or maybe both. Maybe it's the year of comebacks.
Would be pretty nice. I'd be pretty happy with both of those.
Again, I need to rewatch that movie. I haven't seen it in a while.
Banshees or Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Got
Have
it.
you watched it yet, Chase?
No, but I'll watch it before we have to do an episode on it. So no need to worry.
All right, we can move on to actress in a leading role.
All right. For the nominees for this category, we have Kate Blanchett for Tar, Anna de Armas in Blonde, the Marilyn Monroe story, Andrea, I believe it's Riseborough, to Leslie, Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh in Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm going to be 100% honest. I have not seen any of these films.
I was gonna say, I don't think you've seen any.
So I'm going to give my pick to Michelle Yeoh. I heard she was really good in Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I'll speak to it once I've seen it.
Anna de Armas was also nominated for a Razzie for that performance.
I don't think she's going to win. I
Yeah.
don't think she's going to win there.
Yikes.
Which is so funny that, like, where's the disconnect? Is it a bad movie? And the Academy is just, like, blind to it? I know that the Academy really loves people that are playing historical figures. But I haven't seen Blonde. I heard nothing but horrific things about it.
I heard it was basically a porno, so I
and
didn't
how
watch
it was just exploitative
Mhm.
to its very core.
It was between Blonde or All Quiet on the Western Front for me the other night for viewing, and I chose All Quiet on the Western Front. So
Good choice.
Good.
I'll get to Blonde soon.
Um,
Give me Michelle. Give me Michelle in
Give
this
me Michelle.
category.
All right, all 3 for Michelle Yeoh.
mhm.
If you're listening to this and you go to the YouTube and you're expecting me to keep track of these on the edit, I want you to know that I have to be in the Virgin Islands in like 4 days. This is coming out in like 4 days, so it ain't happening. Sorry. Somebody keep track. Sorry.
For actress in a supporting role, our first ever Marvel film nominated for a acting award with Angela Bassett
Yeah,
in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
let's go.
And then we have, I'm gonna butcher this, Hong Chow.
Yep.
Chow. In The Whale. She plays his like, I don't think it's like a live-in nurse, but like one of those nurses that comes in and helps. Not a hospice nurse. I don't know what you would call that. At-home nurse. And then we have Carrie Condon in Banshees, Jamie Lee Curtis in Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then Stephanie
Sue.
Sue.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get canceled. This is an interesting category because, no offense to Jamie Lee Curtis, I don't know if she did enough in that movie to warrant an Oscar nomination.
Very surprised to see her on this list.
Did she
I
ever win
almost
an
forgot
Oscar?
she was in the film.
Because she's the IRS woman, and then I guess she does do a little bit, doesn't she?
Yeah,
'Cause
she does some fighting.
She's in that
She's in
big fight, and then with the hot dog fingers.
still not enough for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Angela Bassett, just because why
Okay.
not?
I'm glad you said. I say this with all the bias in the world, but also with no bias whatsoever. I do think she is very deserving of this. I really
Like,
do.
That her performance as like a grieving mother
Oh my
was
gosh,
outstanding.
it's unbeatable. Give me Angela here.
Okay, I've only seen Banshees, and I thought Carrie Condon was really good in that film. And so therefore, speaking to Nicholas's rule, I'm gonna go with Carrie Condon.
Is that the sister?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Cool.
she was okay. Chase, how
All
about you
right.
lead this one?
Oh,
We'll let Chase lead this one.
That's perfect.
the animation guy on the podcast, we have the Animated Feature Film Award. The nominees are Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, I'm Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. As someone who adored the YouTube videos of Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, I find it so hard to not want to vote for this, but I think I'm 95% sure it's just going to be Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio that wins this, and I haven't even seen it yet.
I know we both went separately and saw Puss in Boots. I was fully 100% on the Pinocchio train, and then I saw Puss in Boots, and I'm still on the Pinocchio train.
Yeah, I was about to say, I
I'm
haven't
riding
seen
with
Pinocchio,
Pinocchio.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pull the Puss in Boots card.
but
No,
nah.
Puss in Boots was a very good animated film, but Pinocchio, like I said last episode, is a borderline perfect work of art.
Wow. All right.
And
I'll
I
ride with
didn't.
Pinocchio with y'all.
Interesting to see the Sea Beast.
Yeah, I
that's
never heard of the Sea Beast.
That's the Netflix animated one, which is interesting that we're getting a streaming service animation when all of these streaming services are cutting their animation departments.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating. I'm actually genuinely surprised I thought this was going to be really bad when I saw the trailer for it. but it's got a 7.1 on IMDb, so it's not terrible, I guess. It's got a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. Holy shit. Okay, so this movie must be decent.
All right, we can move on to cinematography.
All right, cinematography. Our nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar.
How
I
did I
like to
miss
say
Empire of Light? Oh, yes, I remember this one.
what is Empire of Light?
A drama about the power of human connection during troubled times, set in a English coastal town in the early 1980s. It's like I think they all work at a theater,
Okay.
and Sam Mendes directed it, which he did 1917. I just
My,
a lot of these films that are the more artsy films don't play at the theaters that I go to,
hmm.
or that I
That you frequent?
Yeah, does anyone know what Bardo is? Were you talking about that, Chase?
Was I?
Maybe I'm thinking out of my butt.
False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths. Let me get it images to get a no, I have no idea what this is.
For some reason, I thought this was an animated movie.
No, no.
So I'm gonna give it to All Quiet on the Western Front because it's the only one that I've seen.
I've only seen Elvis, and I'm gonna still give it to All Quiet on the Western Front.
I give it to All Quiet on the Western Front as well. I'm kind of shocked. It's probably because it's nominated for every other category under the sun, but I would like to have seen Banshees of Inisherin under this one as well.
Oh, me too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll give it All Quiet on the Western Front. That one's very deserving of it.
All right, we're all in agreement. We got costume design up next with Babylon, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Miss Harris Goes to Paris. You see, this is one where I think we should have gotten All Quiet on the Western Front.
I think that would have been a fantastic pick.
I think it's either going to be between Babylon and Elvis.
Really? I thought
And-
Black Panther Wakanda Forever would surely be up there, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know what the costumes look like.
I mean, half the costumes are CGI, so
Yeah, and
fair
they didn't really change a whole lot between the first Black Panther either. There wasn't a whole lot of innovation in it, so I think I'll give it to Elvis.
Yeah, I was gonna give it to Elvis as well.
yeah.
I mean,
I haven't seen Babylon, but I know it's like the
it seems like the kind of Oscar that they'd give Elvis, if I'm being honest.
yeah.
So,
Moving on, we have directing.
we have The Banshees of Inisherin by Martin McDonough. Everything Everywhere All at Once by the Daniels, that is Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. The Fablemans by who fucking knows who that is, I don't even want to say his name. Tar by Todd Field, and Triangle of Sadness by Ruben Östlund. I'm gonna go on a limb here since I've only seen The Banshees of Inisherin and give it to Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I'm sticking with the Fablemans, baby. I'm just kidding.
Give me Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, I think the Daniels take this one home.
Yeah, I think the Daniels actually do, but you piss me off when you skip Steven Spielberg.
Like, I'm just surprised you're riding for him now. Is all.
I've always ridden rode with or ridden with.
Ridden for.
Ridden for.
I've always ridden for Steven.
Ridden on behalf of Steven. I think we can skip documentary feature and shorts.
I'm just gonna going only off of titles: A House Made of Splinters, and How Do You Measure a Year? Anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna go with All That Breathes for best feature, and then Stranger at the Gate for short.
I've got
Film-
Jason's picks.
Hell yeah.
Editing. We move on.
Film editing, our nominees: Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick.
I'm going with Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I am as well. Haven't seen it, but the clips I've seen, yep.
Make it a third for me.
Some of the editing that they did there was pretty cool and looked like it was really hard to pull off.
I really wish Marcel the Shell with shoes on was on here, but it's not, so.
International feature, we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Argentina 1985, Close, EO, and The Quiet Girl. I'm going with All Quiet on the Western Front as a shoe-in.
Me as well.
I will agree.
We have
Makeup and hairstyling, Chase.
Sorry, I pre-jacked that a little bit. We have All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale. And what I'll say is that if Elvis doesn't win Best Costume Design, I think they will win Makeup and Hairstyling for sure.
I'm going with Elvis here.
Second pick, in case they win Costume, I think then, I don't know, The Whale might win.
Yeah, I'll go with Elvis. Elvis.
We move on to music original score. We have All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans. Again, I haven't seen Everything All at Once in a long time. I really thought that the music on All Quiet on the Western Front was very striking, especially the modern, like, what would you call that? The war sound,
Yeah, like the war drum sound almost. Yeah.
Is it like
that was good.
Is it kind of operatic? It's like
I don't speak music terms.
Oh, is it like a big?
It was like
yeah.
It's certainly ominous.
Well, yeah. More so, is it like a giant? I can't think of words right now. Is it like a group of musicians in a pit opera? Like, is it like
it's like almost type like I think it's like
is it more like kind
synthetic?
Yeah.
Is it kind of toned back and eerie?
Yeah.
I'm just using adjectives. All right.
It's loud.
Is it
soundful?
Does it have rhythm?
Got a beat. Actually, I wouldn't even call it music. It's not even music. What I'm talking about,
like ambiance. It's like ambient sound, almost.
Yeah. Well, what I'm referencing, that one section.
I literally watched the Banshees of Inisherin today, and I do not remember the music at all. Besides the obvious violin composition that Calm did, but I don't think that was really the focal point of the music in this film. So I'm just gonna go with your pick for All Quiet on the Western Front.
All right, Nicholas.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna do Everything Everywhere All at Once, just because I do remember the emotional highs of that movie. I do remember feeling that the score elevated those moments for me and made me swell with emotion even more than I otherwise would have.
All right, we move on to music original song, which I don't think I've listened to a single one of these.
Yeah, we can name them off here. Our nominees are Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Not To from RRR, and This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I'm looking at Lift Me Up. How much did Ryan Coogler share the workload for Lift the song in Black Panther?
Yeah, sharing the workload with Timms, Rihanna, and Ludwig Göransson. I'm sure he did a lot.
I don't think he did much.
I don't know. Could be any. I'm gonna go Hold My Hand by Lady Gaga for Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, I'll ride with that.
I'll do Lift Me Up.
All right, here's the big boy.
This is the. Do we want to go through the rest first? Is there anyone we want to hit before we finish on Best Picture?
Yeah, we can go to production design with All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fabelmans.
I assume Avatar: The Way of Water will probably win this. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Elvis.
Oh, I forgot there's an entire visual effects. I'll stick with Avatar.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh,
Okay,
our
there we
first
go.
three-way split.
Has anyone seen any of the short film animated?
I saw a clip from The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, and that was enough for me to give it my choice.
All right, me too.
I'll ride with that.
I haven't seen any of the short film live actions.
I do want to real quick
Me
an
neither.
ostrich. There's a short film animated. There is literally one called "An Ostrich Told Me the World Is Fake," and I think I believe it. And for that title alone, I'm swaying. Sorry.
All right, we move on to sound. With All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun: Maverick.
I've seen 3 of these films, and I might probably give it to one I haven't seen. I just feel like All Quiet on the Western Front probably nailed the sound. I feel like sound would be so important. I haven't seen it, but I feel like sound probably.
You know what? I'm going Avatar: The Way of Water because
Really?
in an entirely digital space where nothing is real, the sound has to be convincing. And if it sounds off, it throws the entire film off. So I'm gonna go with Avatar.
And I'm going to go with the Batman for the Batmobile scene alone.
We're triple split again. On to visual effects. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun: Maverick. And this has to go to Avatar, right?
Okay, yeah, skip it. That one's not
Yes,
even a category.
Avatar. For writing adapted screenplay, our nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun: Maverick, and Women Talking.
What was Top Gun: Maverick adapted from?
I don't know.
Um,
The original, I guess? I
I'm-
don't know.
I don't think it's gonna be Glass Onion.
Probably not.
I don't think it's gonna be Top Gun. I'm gonna go with Woman Talking.
I'll ride with that.
Women Talking.
I'll do All Quiet on the Western Front just because I've seen it.
All right, and then we got writing original screenplay with Banshees, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fableman, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness. I'm going Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, I am as well. Just from everything I've heard about that film, I feel like it has to win this.
And I'm going Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh. All right, and then we go back up to Best Picture.
We
with
have
All Quiet on the Western Front.
a lot of nominees. Sorry.
Let's all alternate. Everyone say, I'll say the first one, then Chase, and then Nicholas.
All right, so you had
All right, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Avatar: The Way of Water,
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Elvis.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once,
The Fablemans.
Tar.
Top Gun: Maverick.
Triangle of Sadness.
Women Talking.
What do you guys think is gonna win? Jesus, you know what?
I think it's a two horse race.
You think it's what? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once,
And Banshees.
yeah,
I agree.
I think Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is gonna win. I really do.
I think Banshees wins because of recency biased.
Maybe. Nicholas?
As much as I love the Banshees of Inisherin, we'll get to in our future podcast. Everything Everywhere All at Once made me cry. And for that alone, it gets my vote.
Gang, I can't wait to see it. Well, I
Hey,
believe...
it can't be. None of these films winning would be worse than Coda winning last year.
Did Coda win last year?
Yeah, not that I didn't like Coda, but it's one of the most forgetful Best Pictures I think I've ever has ever won Best Picture. I do think I do want Everything Everywhere All to win.
Oh, for some reason I did not think that's what...
Coda's about the deaf fisherman in Boston or New England.
I had never heard of it. I thought it was about a fucking husky or something. I thought it was spelled Kota.
That's Are you thinking of Togo? Togo?
Maybe, I don't know.
The Willem Dafoe movie?
Probably.
Or are you thinking of Homeward Bound?
I think I'm thinking of Homeward Bound. I don't know why I thought it would be called Coda, but yeah, I think I
Or
definitely
all
am thinking of-
dogs, all dogs go to heaven too.
I was about to say the second one's way better than the first, so yeah, probably All Dogs Go to Heaven too. I think the lead in that
All
film
right.
is much better.
Well,
Nope, I'm thinking of Balto. God,
if you're a betting man or woman and you've listened to our episode, go ahead and place your bets because I don't think we picked a loser.
even though there were several categories that we did not agree on at all, so fucking flip a coin 3 times or something. Put us in a random number generator and take whoever you get.
Yep. And anything else to say, anybody? This is a pretty straightforward episode.
Yeah, straightforward, short episode.
And after this episode comes out, once a week coming up to the Oscars, we'll be talking about 1 or 2
of the best
of
pictures.
the best picture noms until leading up to the Oscars, and then we'll have a Oscar breakdown.
Several of these films we've already talked about, so I think we've talked about this, but for the listener at home, if you're worried that we're gonna re-release or just kind of redo basically like the Avatar: The Way of Water or Top Gun, I can assure you they will be footnotes on a better film like All Quiet on the Western Front or something like that, where we talk about the film we haven't talked about yet more, and we'll just be like, oh, by the way, this is what we think about Way of Water winning or not, or I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. This podcast is put together with nuts and bolts and button duct tape.
All right, I think that's it.
All right, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time when we talk about the Banshees of Inisherin. We will all be wearing the same clothes because we're doubling up this week. But they're going to come out. We're bulking, but they're coming out still as they should. So, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys here in about 5 minutes. I got to run to the bathroom. Listeners, it'll be another week before you hear us. So, see ya.
Adios.